He called himself a supreme gentleman. But behind that was a lonely boy planning a massacre. He believed he was a god amongst men, a supreme gentleman. Yet, on May 23rd, 2014, Elliot Rodger murdered 6 people in Isla Vista, California. Not for money, not for power, but because women didn't want him, and he wanted the world to suffer for it. Elliot Rodger was 22 years old when he carried out what he called his day of retribution. He stabbed his 3 roommates to death, then went on a shooting spree near the University of California, Santa Barbara. 6 were murdered, 14 injured, and before the police could reach him, Elliot turned the gun on himself. But what led a boy from wealth and privilege to wage a war against the world? You see, Elliot was the son of a Hollywood filmmaker and a British mother. He grew up in luxury, private schools, BMW at 18, red carpet access. But beneath the polished life was a storm. He was shy, withdrawn, diagnosed with high-functioning autism. The boy was bullied, isolated, and ignored. He internalized rejection early and violently. Why Don't Girls Like Me became Why Don't Girls See My Superiority. His journals reveal early signs of grandiosity mixed with deep resentment. Elliot's psyche was a toxic brew of narcissism, rejection, entitlement, and rage. He believed his virginity was a crime against nature, that women owed him attention, and men who succeeded where he failed, he called them obnoxious brutes. Online, he found validation in Incel's forums, a dark corner of the internet that fueled his belief that he was a victim of female cruelty. He began calling himself the Supreme Gentleman, a fantasy persona where he was adored, powerful, and feared. He wrote a 141-page manifesto titled My Twisted World, where he outlined years of pain, delusion, and hatred, capped off with his plan for revenge. To Elliot, the massacre wasn't a crime. It was correction, a way to punish a world that refused to worship him. Now, let's break down Elliot's psychology, what he was made about, what led him to this kind of cruelty, and end up taking his own life in the end. Early on, he had what we call narcissistic injury, meaning every romantic rejection was an ego death. His self-worth depended on being desired. He also had grandiosity. He believed he was better than everyone, but couldn't reconcile that with his social failures. Elliot was socially isolated. No real friendship. His world was built through screens, echo chambers, and fantasies. Elliot had what we call lack of empathy. He viewed women as prizes, not people. When he didn't win, he decided to destroy the game. Last but not least, he had something called delusional thinking. He truly believed he'd be remembered as a martyr, a leader of a revolution. You see, Elliot Rodger wasn't born a killer. He was born lonely, ignored, entitled, addicted to validation. In the vacuum of connection, he built a kingdom of rage. The danger wasn't just in his gun. It was in the mirror he worshipped and the audience that still quotes him today. He called himself a supreme gentleman. But behind that, a fragile boy trying to make the world feel what he couldn't escape himself.